Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of 591 Lab where we are trying to demonstrate for you the OSCP exam like machines and their solutions to help you prepare for your journey, actually expedite your journey, which is our topmost priority at 591 Lab. So, if you are following all of our series, that would be great. But if not, I would like to remind you that there are several videos that we have already uploaded on the similar topics, which include the journey from ground up, right? So, that includes the overall introduction of what OSCP is and how it can basically help you accelerate your career path in the offensive security domain. And then also there is a video about the complete journey, like what does it feel like in to sit in the actual exam, what is the length of the exam and everything. It's actually 24 hours, so it's quite a long exam, and all of the details have also been mentioned in our previous videos which we have uploaded on our channel. So if you would like, please do subscribe to our channel, and also go ahead and watch those videos which we will link down below so that you can get a bigger picture as well. But don't you worry, actually we will also include a short kind of revision of what we talked about there as well, so that you can also get a feel of it. So basically, we will continue this journey, and this particular episode is going to be another practical demonstration of solving an exam-like challenge. So with that said, let's move ahead. So then we have this slide in which we are showing you an introduction about what 591 Lab is about. So basically, we are the top IT training and certification exam brand in China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Singapore. And our mission at 591 Lab is literally to provide our clients with exceptional exam preparation experience for certifications from different certification providers that include Cisco, Huawei, Aruba, Juniper, Palo Alto, Offset, which we're talking about right now, and Fortinet exam tracks. So that is pretty much what we do and what we love to do, so that all of our candidates, clients can succeed in their missions and progress their career paths, of course. Then I would show you a brief introduction about myself. So basically, I am myself an offensive security engineer and a red team lead, and I am working with several ethical hacking groups and companies, which is something that has built a lot of my experience in this domain as well, which is one reason I'm passionate about it and always like to create such videos. And in terms of the number of years, I've got 12 years of cybersecurity experience, almost entirely focused on offensive security. Actually, I have also done some defensive security as well for the sake of experience, and I realized that offensive security is something that prepares you to the best possible extent in defensive domain as well. So it really matters a lot. I mean, even if you are a SOC engineer or a defensive security expert, I would highly suggest that you still watch the videos and consider doing the OSCP, because it will eventually be in your favor. Then actually the experience that I have had includes software, hardware, and cloud related penetration tests and different kind of security assessments. And I am super passionate to train people like you, and that is really what helps us as a generation to be more and more equipped every single day for contributing towards the world. And you might have already read several researches about it. It is high time really for the cybersecurity domain. The experts, the core skilled people are hard to find in all across the globe, in the US, EU, Asia, you name it, right? So the actual skilled people are very difficult to find. That is one reason why we are trying to contribute from our side to make you guys more and more equipped and get jobs which are highly paid as well. So with that out of the way, let me show you what we will be learning today. So as I promised, we will be doing a brief revision of exam like machines and where to find them. Then we will give you an offset portal overview as well, like the portal where you register for the exam and also do more and more practice. Then We'll show you a practical solution, which is the main topic of today's video. And finally, we will go ahead and do some outro, and I will tell you about some next steps that you can take as we move along. So let's go ahead. So basically, whenever we talk about the OffSec exam like machines, TGNL list is what comes to mind. There are other options as well, which we'll show you as we progress. But gradual progress is what always helps. So what you can see on your screen is a screenshot of Proving Grounds Play. Proving Grounds Play is basically offensive securities on open source. By open source, I mean it's available free of charge set of machines. And then on the right hand side, you have a QR code. If you would like, you can scan it to reach this link as well. But on the top of it, we will also document it in the description box below. So basically what this shows is that there are different machines which are pretty much what you can expect in the exam. There includes election, stapler monitoring, insanity hosting, drifting blue sits, blogger, DC9, and amateur so. So in the previous video, we did stapler, which was a simpler one, which was the reason why we considered that, okay, let's get that out of the way so that you guys have a basic idea. Then in this video, we will do election, which includes slightly more steps than stapler. So this will be kind of a gradual upskill or a gradually increasing difficulty level so that you can do a better practice for the exam. Then let me show you the set of tools that we'll be using. So we'll be using Nmap and RustScan. RustScan is what I explained in the previous video as well. So if I click next, then the RustScan and Nmap both help us with port enumeration. Then we also would like to be using WFuzz and DERV for web fuzzing and enumeration. When we say web fuzzing, basically we mean that you might have seen your URLs, which are like https example.com, and then after example you have a URI path. So in the URI path, we want to know what other stuff is included there. That is where the web fuzzing comes into play. Then we have will be using ExploitDB. So guys, ExploitDB is basically a database of several exploits that are available on the internet, and you can also put your own there. And when I say exploits, basically whenever there is a vulnerability discovered in any of the systems, let's say Microsoft Windows, Apache web server, Nginx web server, etc. All of those times, if there are people like who do research on how to exploit the vulnerabilities, and then they document the entire code on their own blogs and also specifically on ExploitDB. And those exploits are basically what help you with making your life easier as a pen tester, because you can directly run the exploit and obtain your goal. For instance, if there is a web server and a vulnerability is discovered, such as Log4j. Log4j is, by the way, a very well-known vulnerability from last year. We will link its details in the description box below for you to read. But just as a summary, it was one way through which you could achieve remote code execution on the target machines. And there are hundreds and thousands of systems on the internet which are using Apache, so it was a big vulnerability. So what happened was that there were several people who started researching how to automate the entire exploitation process, and then create some scripts for that. So once they created the scripts, those scripts are then put on the platforms like ExploitDB, and then from there you can just pull it off and run the exploit. Obviously, as you grow and become more skilled, you would want to write your own exploits, but to start with, this is a great resource. Then we have illustration of systems in Kali Linux. That's what we will show you in the Kali Linux, like how you run the overall exploitation to complete a specific challenge. So to complete a specific challenge, basically there are on a high level, three main steps. First of all, you do enumeration. We have made it pretty simple, although when you do our actual pen test there may be further sub phases, but this is 591 labs a way of teaching in a gradual way. So we have enumeration where we try to find what we have on the plate. Then we do low privilege escalation, low privilege access basically, in which we try to make sure that we have a basic foothold on the machine or on the challenge. Then we try to be more privileged by kind of becoming root or administrator user on the target machine. And finally, here we go. This is basically an overview of the OffSec portal. If you would like, you can you can scan the QR code to see where this thing lives. But basically, once you register on the portal.offsec.com, then you basically can use the proving ground display machines. And here's what it looks like. As you can see down below, there is election 1 machine. It has 8 points, and then basically you can power it on once you're connected to the VPN. The overall VPN guide is something that we have covered in our previous video as well, which will be linked here. So that is, once you're connected to the VPN, you have powered on the machine, then you can start working on it, which is something that we will start showing you in a little while, right on the Kali machine, which is completely going to be a practical demonstration for you guys. So on the practical demonstration side of things, we would like to show you first of all the VPN connection. So as you can see, here you have OpenVPN, downloads universal.ovpn. So if you have watched our previous video, you would know that we download the universal VPN package from the OffSec portal, and once it's downloaded, we just run it with the OpenVPN command to be able to connect to their network where the test machines live. So just to let you know, even in the actual exam, you would also be doing pretty much the same thing. You would get an exam.ovpn, and that is what you will connect. That is what you will connect with for your entire testing and simulation journey for during the actual practice. So with that out of the way, let me now show you how do we start. So as we saw on the PowerPoint some time ago, basically we start with doing the enumeration, which is so to say our way of finding out what we have test. So if we go here and try to do rust scan, let's say rust scan is a tool that you can search online on the GitHub as well. So this is what helps us do speedy and very fast scanning of different IP addresses to find out their open ports. This is what we also covered in our previous video, so for details you can go there and watch it. But let's see, once it is back, let's see if the system is, yeah, it is. So we know that there are only two ports open, 22 and 80. 80 is normally a web port, 22 is an SSH port. So let me give you an overview of how to take notes as well. So for taking notes, the way I have organized my work is that I try to create a bigger cherry note for taking the overall for basically categorizing the whole note categories, and then I have a template category in which I have documented all of the main tricks that I use during the exam and different penetration tests. So I will simply copy the entire template which is pinned here. As you can see, I will paste it in the DC1. In the election. I will need to create a new one, election 1. I created it, and then I will paste the whole thing here so that I can start working from this screen. Then I go back here and copy the ports that I've found, and then I'll go here and just simply paste the ports right there. Once I've done that, I know that I've got only two ports. 80 is the web port, and then 22. You're wondering, hey, why have you put 80 port first? So there is a reason for that. Basically, the web has bigger attack surface as compared to SSH. That is the reason why you should normally start with web and then see if that works out well. Now If we go here, then we can see that we have port 80 open. We go here. Port 80 is, by the way, normal web port. So if you can just hit enter, you see that you have a default Apache to Ubuntu web page. Two things you must have noticed right away, which is number one, this is using Apache 2, and number two, that the underlying operating system seems like a Linux Ubuntu machine. Now, this is one of the normal vulnerabilities that you find in a lot of different web applications which are running even in production, and it is a very bad practice. The reason is that any attacker can simply browse the website and see what it is built on the top of, which is obviously not ideal by any means. And normally, what people should be doing is that they should consider hiding the default pages so that the attackers cannot or find it difficult to enumerate what web services are running in the system. So we being attackers or pen testers should be actually happy that this is the case. So normally with them, I consider starting with doing WFuzz or derb. So as you can see here on the screen, we need to put our IP address. And so WFuzz is basically a fuzzing tool. Let me explain that to you after typing in the IP address first. Oops, 2 slashes. So yeah, like this. And WFuzz is basically what helps you find out what is available after slash where the IP ends /fuzz, and then you can insert the files that you want to use for doing the fuzzing. And then now when I hit enter, I should be it should start doing the fuzzing. Let's see if it does. In the meanwhile, to save time, we can consider doing some initial enumeration as well, because sometimes websites have /admin or different kind of ways. So yeah, that has started. So right off the bat, we have index.html. Let's see what it has. By the way, admin did not work. Index.html. So yeah, index.html is a straightforward default page. Then we have htaccess, but we have permission denied there. Then we have reports.txt, which seems interesting, to be honest. Let's see what it says. So I am not sure if you know about robots.txt or not. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Robots.txt. Just Google it a little bit. You would get to know that robots.txt is basically a file that helps search engines to crawl the URLs. So some websites do use it, but this thing ends up showing to even the attackers that what kind of web interfaces are available on the web page. So let's keep it there, and then we try to see what we have on each of the links. By the way, in the meanwhile, we should consider taking a note. Note taking is, guys, super important. So we should say something like, okay, robots.txt found. It helps you in report writing as well, by the way. So robots.txt found, and then we can just really take a note of this. And in the notes section, we say admin. What do we have in the admin? Nothing. Why would you say that? Let's see. Nothing. Okay. Then we have WordPress. Let's see if we find anything on WordPress. Nothing. Then user. Nothing. Election. It's all about trying. Have all of your options. We did find something, guys. So Tripal projects elections look like web-based and election system. Candidates, we have different candidates like love, one admin, one excuse me, guys. So then we have we can now maybe try this here /admin. Yeah, but we need to type in the admin's ID. Do we know that? Maybe 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. No, it's not correct. Okay, we need to probably find out the IP address first. Let's go back to our results of W first. So we have phpinfo.php as well. Let's also try this. I mean, as I said, it's all about trying out all of your options. It's info.php. Is this what it was? So yes, this is what it is. Now we go here and hit enter. Hey, here we go. So basically we have more information about the target. Let's take a note of this. Again, Backtrack test to show to the world that what you're using. Maybe we look for something like a password. Password, no. Main string password found. But do we have something here? By the way, I'm trying to make you feel as if you were sitting in the actual exam, right? So it should not be like several other videos available on the internet where you just see things moving around. I mean, you should feel that, that we are trying to research, trying to solve a problem and not just run through it, right? So we do not find anything in particular here. Whenever we find PHP, we should be able to find something like PHP my info. PHP as well. Let's see if you find something there. PHP my info. Let's see. So right now we have two ways. Whenever you feel stuck, you should normally consider taking a look at your notes. So we have two ways to get in. One is to maybe find out the actual the ID of the admin, right? If you cannot find that, or we cannot find that, then maybe we need to do something else. In terms of something else, so we did not find anything there, so I think it's time that we do the first using directories as well. Let's see. I'll explain to you what directory fuzzing is basically. So if we go back here, let's see. So actually directory fuzzing is where you try to find out different directories that are available after slash, right? And also we have given the word list of directories.txt, large directories.txt instead of large files.txt. Let's hit enter to find out if we have it. Here we are just trying to find out ways or entry point into the web application. That's what we are doing. And previously, just to show you, we were using large files, but now we have made a difference to explore the application further. Let's see if we find something more interesting here. It says fail to connect. Yeah, it's expected because we were doing HTTPS and HTTPS ran 1.443, which is not available in our target. So we will simply go with HTTP, which is port 80. So in the meanwhile, maybe it's worth it to kind of play with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No luck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, we got in. Boy. 1, 2, 3, 4 was accepted. So, did you see that? So basically, what happens is that let's take a note of this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the ID on /election. So basically, this is the interesting part here, which is that if you keep on trying, you always find something. So in our directory fuzzing, you can see that we have found a response code of 200 on PHP my admin. So let's see if we are able to do something with this. We come here and simply do, let's see, PHP my admin first. We don't know the password, by the way, or let's maybe keep it here and go here. PHP my admin, PHP my admin. Let's see. And we seem to have hit something. Okay. So this is basically a PHP my admin panel or the administration portal for basically managing the database itself as well. So maybe we can start with some default credentials as an admin. Now, in such situations, you can also consider basically researching something like admin credentials for my. Let's see, what do we find here? So as you can see, the root password is the default credential. So let's try that out. Root and what is the password? Never, please. I don't want you to keep clicking on you. Root maybe root. Hey, we got in. So basically, it's with experience you get to know what are different possibilities there. So we can say that is my access granted root. You can also consider noting taking my root is what we have found in the form of credentials. So now we have access to the underlying database, which is great success, and now we have a lot of other options as well for further exploiting the machine and eventually completing the challenge. So let's see where do we go from here. So first of all, maybe it's worth it to keep looking around for the stuff that we were that we have started already. So we have not found anything new. We know election, we have PHP my admin, all good, but we have not found anything new as of yet. So let's maybe wait for this, and in the meanwhile we can consider exploring the database itself and see what we have there, right? Then let's see, let me show you the possibilities of the PHP my admin. So we have 4 databases on the left hand side. Let me give you an overview of what the panel says. So on the left hand side tab we have election. This is one database. Then we have information schema and MySQL and performance schema. Looks like what will be of utmost interest would be the election database itself. So we have table glue. Okay, glue. In this table we do not seem to have anything. Then we have happily something table. Then we have candidate. It looks like the whole thing is in a different language. Then we have TB level. Yeah, there are some stuff here. TB Panacea. Okay, what do we have here? Selects direct from TB Panacea, but there are apparently no results. Let's see, is this an empty database? That's what should come to your mind at the first glance. So yeah, let's see what can we get from here. It should have some credentials or anything available in here. So yeah, yes. As you can see here, we have the no induct, which seems like the ID that we used. Nama, which seems like the name. Then the password. We have the password. So whenever you find password, take a note of this and then put it in your cherry tree and say something like /election threads and say this is the password and the ID was 1234. But this is not a password apparently. This is basically an MD5 sum of the password. So let's try to maybe Crackstation, if you don't know, is basically a tool available on the internet to simply simplify your cracking effort for different kind of exploits. For different kind of credentials. So if we try to crack the hash here, after saying that I'm not a robot, stairs. Yep, good, I think. Motorcycles. Okay, that's too difficult. Okay, crack hashes not found. Okay, But we have access to the database, guys. We can even put our own password there. No? Let's see if we put something like we go to insert section, okay, and then we can actually create our own, select the ID. Let's try to make it more and more clear. So we can actually do something, maybe go back to the SQL interface, select static from where one, okay, browse. So as a general user, it's a good practice to consider doing the practice and feeling the exam these machines, because if you just consider running them, it won't really help, like if you don't go too deep. So basically it's always a good idea to consider going into the details of what you are going to get into, because otherwise it won't really help you a lot. It won't really. So let's see what are our options. If we go to insert, we actually need to make an update there. So if we go to this place and then see what we have, I think the column names here. We have the ability to update the password as well, and in the meanwhile it's always a good idea to keep running some background jobs. Okay, so for example, right now it looks like it has found enough, so we can stop this. It's completed now. We know that we did not find anything new in the fuzzing efforts, so it seems like it's going to be worth it to do another fuzzing after election, right? And the reason why we want to do that is that it will likely help us find out if there are other possibilities as well. So let's see. We know that we had election, and we know that there is an admin panel, and then let's see first from here, what do we find? Let's see. That will be interesting. So the reason why we are doing this is simple. Is because it always helps us keep on trying all of different possibilities all of the time, so that something is running in the background. If one thing does not work out, we know that the other thing will likely work out. So that is the reason why we are trying to do this whole exercise this way. So we seem to have found something which is components, plugins, JS, logs, etc. Well, it looks like we are hitting some endpoints there. So let's maybe go to this place, election. Here we have admin and then logs. Let's see if we find something here. Okay, we do. System.log. What do we have in this file? We have the file downloaded. Now let's see what it shows us. So let's see. It looks like something which we can call as password of the user through SSH. Do you remember we had SSH as well open on the box? So let's try that out. SSH. This is the 422. So maybe what is the user? Not add. What's the IP address of the box? Let's see. The IP is this. Sorry, you need to go here, and oops, I don't need those HTTPSs. Then yes, and then we go back to our browser to see the password. Where was the password? Was here, so we copy the password and hope that it will work out. So post it here. Here we go. As you can see, we are love. We are literally love. I mean, we have been able to compromise the machine and get a low privilege shell on the box, and considering the overall effort, we have been able to compromise this machine. And then if we go a little bit farther, we can consider going it further and trying to find out like what are other possibilities that we have. And in that regard, one of the low hanging fruits always is basically to test for switches and grids. So if you search for your inside our template for SWID or grids, you should be able to find a command that helps you find out SWID. SWID, by the way, helps you find out the different systems of programs in your system, which will run as root whenever you try to execute them. So as you can see, we have a few options here. Servview. So from experience, I saw Servview, and I think Servview had a privilege escalation vulnerability that we can make use of. Let's see, serve-u exploit. Do you remember exploit DB? So this is where it comes into play. So if we go here, it looks like Servview FTP is vulnerable to an exploit. Well, let's see if this thing can help us right here. Let's see. So it looks like it's local privilege escalation vulnerability, and this one should work out pretty well. Let's see if it does. Local privilege escalation. On top of it, by the way, we can also do this, which is, let's see, search-exploit. Search-exploit is basically a way of serve-u of finding exploits from within Kali Linux. Servview local privilege escalation. Where are you, local privilege escalation? Where are you? Are you the first one? Let's see. I think the first one should be able to help us here. So let's try that out. Here. Yeah. Okay. By the way, I'm using Tmux, and if you like the overall working of Tmux, then you can consider putting a comment there, and then I will also create a specific video on how to use Tmux to kind of guide your working. Okay, so with search exploit -m, m is basically for mirroring. We have mirrored this here. And then once we have mirrored it, we can consider running a Python server here on our Kali Linux machine. And this is basically a way of moving the files down here and there. Now, if we basically kind of wget it, HTTP, put our Kali Linux machine IP address on the top right hand side, file.211. Then what was the file name? File name was 47009.c. Yep, that is what it is. Okay, did you get it? Here. Oh yeah, we have got the file. Now apparently we just need to kind of run the exploit to see it in action. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see, gcc is basically the compiler. And then we put the file name itself, and the file name in our case is what is it, 47? Can I tab? Okay, -o. I will say priv dot whatever ipriv. I think that's enough. That is what will be the name of our executive. Hi, I am root. So that is all for the box. So we will just we are now able to basically take a screenshot of the flags as well. So first of all, let's see what we have in the root directory, dir/root. We have dir/root/ let's see, yeah, we have proof.txt. So we do root/proof.txt, and also cat /love/ what would be the file name? Basically, will it be local.txt? Let's see. Yep, there's IPA, the IP address. So this is how you normally take screenshots for OffSec as well. It should include the IP address and ideally the host name as well as the flag. So with that said, the overall box is done, and I would like to come back to the outro section. So, guys, just for the sake of conclusion, I would like to thank all of you for attending to today's episode of 591 Lab, focused on OffSec. One thing that I must emphasize is that practice is a must. You must always consider practicing more and more, and continue watching our videos, and upskill yourself for not only the exam but also for the actual real life penetration test and offensive security experiences as well. You can always contact us using the contact means available in the description box below, so that we can help you in a practical way, in a more practical way, in one-to-one consultation sessions as well, in which we can guide you how to prepare for this and other exams, and also how to actually pass them and accelerate your journey in the professional realm. With that said, I wish you all a great day or night, depending on your time zones, and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.